Hello everyone, and thank you for watching this video. My name is Rahim bin Rahman, and in this video, my group and I will be presenting about verb tenses. My team is comprised of Melilinda Butterfly, Rahim bin Rahman, which is me, Ivory Ayla, and lastly, Ravina Charlotte. We will be explaining each verb tenses based on the topic education quality. We will be presenting present, past, and future tenses, which is simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. And lastly, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous.
Good day everyone. Today we are looking at the simple present tense. To keep it simple, this verb tense is used to talk about facts, habits, and things that are generally true. The basic rules are for I, you, we, or they, use the best verb like play, work, or run. For he, she, or it, add s or es to the base verb like plays, works, or runs. As shown in the UNESCO article excerpt on the right, it says, education is a fundamental human right. It empowers individuals, strengthens communities. Here, words like empowers and strengthens follow our rule by adding an s for the subject it.
Next, let's continue on present continuous tense. The present continuous is used to express an action which is happening in a particular time in the present or continuing over a period of present time. The formula is subject plus am or is or are plus verb ing. This excerpt is retrieved from a World Bank report. It says in recent years, it has become clear that many children around the world are not learning to read proficiently. Even though most children are in school, a large proportion are not acquiring fundamental skills. So the words in bold are the continuous verb phrases.
Present perfect tense. Present perfect tense shows a past action with a result or relevance that continues into the present. It is identified by subject plus have or has plus past participles. The first example is, since its inception, the United Nations has been dedicated to making the world a better place to live. The second example is, since then, experts from all over the world have been reviewing and evaluating the aims of the Sustainable Development Goals and making recommendations that will pave for a more sustainable and developed future for all.
Present perfect continuous tense shows an action that started in the past and is still happening now. We usually form it using subject plus have or has plus been plus verb ing. For the using of have or has, we depends on the subject is singular or plural. For the example, UNESCO has been working to mitigate the impact of education disruption and school closure. At here, UNESCO is a subject and it is a singular, so we use has plus been, adding ing to the work, so we can form a present perfect continuous tense in a sentence. Hello everyone, now we are looking at the simple past tense. We use the simple past tense to talk about action that started and finished in the past. If you look at the paragraph on the right describing Finland's education reform, notice how historical events are written in the past tense. Verbs like enacted, passed, introduced, and reached describe completed action that took place back in 1968. And that's the simple past tense in a nutshell. Clear, simple, and finished in the past.
Next is the past continuous tense. The past continuous is used to express an action which is happening in the particular time in the past or continuing in the past. The formula is subject plus was or were plus verb ing. This excerpt is retrieved from an article published on UNICEF data. It says we knew that if we want to tackle the education crisis for all, countries would need to know which children were in school and which were missing out, which children were learning, and which were falling behind their peers. So the words in bold are the continuous verb phrases.
Past perfect tense. Past perfect tense shows an action that finished before another action or time in the past. It is identified by subject plus had plus past participle. The example is estimates show that among those 59 million children, 1 in 5 of them had dropped out, and recent trends suggest that 2 in 5 of out of school children will never set foot in the classroom. The Sustainable Development Goals clearly recognize that this gap must be closed, even as the international community more explicitly addresses the challenges of quality and equity in education.
Past perfect continuous tense shows an ongoing action that started in the past and continue out to another point or action in the past. It is formed using subject plus had plus been plus verb ing. So look at the example. Andrew Barra, fifth graders at Westwood Elementary School, had been studying in recent weeks about chemical reaction that occurs when paper burns. So at here, Andrew Barra, fifth graders at Westwood Elementary School is a subject, and we need to plus had plus been, adding ing to the word, so we can form a past perfect continuous tense in a sentence.
Moving on to our next topic, the simple future tense. We use the simple future tense when we talk about action or events that haven't happened yet but will happen later in the future. If you look at the paragraph on the right regarding the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, notice how future impact is expressed. It states that high quality education will contribute to the development of more stable and long lasting communities. Here, will contribute is used to predict an outcome that will take place in the future. That covers the basic of the simple future tense. Thank you.
Next, let's look at the future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used to express an action, event, condition, or situation that will be in progress in a particular time in the future. The formula is subject plus will be plus verb ing. As published in an official press released by the UNICEF Pacific Islands, it says UNICEF and WHO, with their learned expertise and proven processes and systems, will be implementing the project in the 5 island countries. UNICEF and WHO will be working closely with the governments of the 5 Pacific Island countries to ensure that the WHO immunization target of more than 95% coverage for childhood vaccines is achieved with overall improved quality of immunization services and optimally maintained vaccine cold chains. So the words in bold are the continuous verb phrases.
Future perfect tense. Future perfect tense shows an action that will be finished before a specific point or deadline in the future. It is identified by subject plus will have plus past participle. The first example is a child that reaches preschool age today will have lived through an average 6 different ministers of education before they are lucky enough to reach the last year of secondary school. Second example is in the case of access, it is clear that the goal of universal secondary completion was widely unrealistic, considering that not even universal primary completion will have been achieved by 2030.
Future perfect continuous tense describes an ongoing action that will continue out to a specific point in the future. The basic formula is subject plus will have been plus verb ing. Let's look at the example. Most Chinese medium students in secondary 5 will have been studying English for syllabus A in HKCEE, and in the sixth form, will have prepared for the English syllabus B examination. At here, most Chinese medium students in secondary 5 is subject. We need to plus will have been adding ing to the verb that is studying. So we can form a future perfect continuous sentence easily.